benefits of participation in school connectedness, I think it surprises a lot of people on the street. I think if you went to someone on the street and showed them the numbers, they might look at you skeptically. But seeing firsthand every day the positive impact that activities and athletics have on students' lives, it's not surprising at all to me. And research will show the more connected a student is to their school, whether it's in fine arts or athletics, student government, the more successful they'll be. And so for us, a priority has been, and very important to us, to maximize student participation and get as many people involved as we can. We're a smaller public school in a big metro area. For us to be successful and to compete, we need our athletes to play as many sports as possible. And so we have actively tried to promote multiple sport athletes. The trend nationally, and it's probably a trend happening here too, is for sport specialization. Yeah. But knowing that, we've tried to be intentional in promoting multiple sport.
We definitely have a limited pool of athletes, and I think we get a sense from kids early on what sport they might be interested in playing as the season is approaching, and there's definitely respect amongst coaches for what we're trying to do and what we're trying to develop, and we respect each other's turf and each other's programs and what's been developed. And I certainly understand as a coach that if I am heavily recruiting an athlete who I think is headed to a different program, there's a strong chance that I am undermining that other program. And it's a very tough balance. It has to do with our respect for each other, our desires for these kids, and our sense of community and family that we have here that allows each of us to try and figure out when to back off. And sometimes it's tough because sometimes you're watching that really cool athlete that you really thought was headed into your program. But I've definitely learned through the years that it isn't really just about that one really cool athlete. I can take our no-cut policy and the kids that are coming and learn to develop, you know, something great out of the kids that I have, and be excited with it and know that those kids are going to work well together.
Well, our original principal was Butch Owens, and his theme when he hired all of us originally was that every kid gets connected somehow. We don't want to have a kid start school at 7:30, leave at 2:30, and that's all that they do during the school day. We want them connected. Sports, obviously, we have a lot of kids involved in that. Activities, the arts, student government, clubs, or maybe a teacher at lunch, because they make a difference in their lives. That's why we're all involved in what we're doing, is because somebody, usually at the high school age, made a huge difference in their life, and they felt like they were important and special, and that they could do anything that they put their mind to.
Yeah, the first thing I think of is the quality of the coaches. I think the coaches, and this is from the leadership on down, they want to make it fun. They want to make it enjoyable. They want to encourage the kids to get out there and push themselves and try. They follow up throughout their daily lives. Those that are on campus, we see them all the time. Some of the coaches, I'll go watch my players on the weekends if I can, to see them in their other teams. But the coaches here, they want it to be a positive experience. I can't think of a coach who yells at a player out there. Just I don't envision that. It's not best for the kids. It's not best for the teams. If a coach has those kind of issues, they'll take the kids aside and talk one-on-one. But they want it to be a positive experience. And you know, we encourage the kids on campus, come out, try it. It is an inclusion policy. Get out there and try it. One of the things I always say is, try it as a freshman, because it's much easier to try it and decide as a freshman than to come out as a senior. Now, we still have seniors that come out. I have seniors that try out for soccer and may not make it, but they'll play JV because they love playing, and the coach will make that enjoyable for them, and it's also at the right level for them. But no, we are very, very supportive of our players. We work very hard to keep that among all our coaches to make it a positive experience.
It's become a part of the culture. And not only do they know as they come into our school that they're required as freshmen, sophomores to play, and then into their junior, seniors years also, but I really think that once they become a part of a program and the experiences that they're able to have leads them to continued participation. And as you stated, oftentimes three sports a season. We may have a kid play 4 because he may be a soccer player who kicks for the football team. He may be we've had some soccer players who also run track, or a golfer who will do something else also. And I think it's just the kids want to compete, and they want that experience and that opportunity to grow in another area.
We like to call it a policy of inclusion rather than no cut, but in reality it is no cut. The rule is, from our standpoint, is if a kid comes to practice every day and listens to the coach, we'll put him on a team. What that means is that first day of practice can be crazy. If we're expecting 30 basketball players for high school basketball turnouts, and we have a varsity, a JV, and a C team, and suddenly there are 39 kids, we now have probably a varsity, a JV, and a sophomore team and a freshman team. We have to find the games. We have to immediately find the coaches to take over a program like that. But that's a good problem to have, right? It means more kids than you expected are interested in participating in athletics. They're all going to learn the big things. You know, they're not all going to be D1 scholarship kids, but they're all going to get a ton out of athletics if we give them the opportunity. So we have to be flexible enough to not be overwhelmed by a huge turnout. At the same time, if you're banking on that C team and suddenly 25, 26 kids come out, well, you got to make that work too. Are you gonna have two teams of 12, 13 kids, or are you gonna stretch a little thinner? Generally, we want more kids playing than we want sitting on a bench, but we just want as many kids as we can to come out and play because we think there's a lot to be gained from it.